If you're building a dividend portfolio, chances are you've come across the SCHD, the VYM, and the JEPY. All three of these ETFs are very popular. All three pay income, and they do it in a very different way. So today, I want to break it down in a clear educational comparison of these three ETFs. We're not going to be crowning a winner, but really helping you decide what is going to fit in your income goals, the risk that you're willing to take, and of course, depending on what stage of life you are, it's going to make a big difference. Because when you're chasing yield without understanding the strategy, that is the fastest way that investors are going to get burned. So let's go ahead and break this down. Now, before we get into each ETF, we're looking at a very big picture lens when it comes to these three: the investment strategy, the consistency of the income, growth potential, the risk, and which ETF and how this ETF can really fit into your portfolio. So think of it less as a competition between these three ETFs, but more of like three different tools that you can use when it comes to investing. So the first one we're going to look at, and one of my favorites that I personally do own, the SCHD. This is the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. It focuses on high quality US companies with a strong track record of paying dividends, solid cash flow on the balance sheet, and really healthy balance sheet. This is important when it comes to the stability of an ETF. It is rules based and very selective on the companies that are in here. Companies are not going to be allowed into the SCHD just because they are paying a high dividend. They need dividend sustainability as well, which makes this one, again, a little less risky, a little bit more of a value with the income add in there, because what it does incredibly well: reliable growing income. We have seen the SCHD actually paying a decent dividend for an incredible amount of time. Very low volatility when it comes to the overall market. Historically, the total return on this ETF has performed incredibly well, which we'll look at. And it also does offer a very low expense ratio. And if you're looking at income investors, a lot of investors will treat the SCHD kind of as a core or the core holding within a dividend portfolio. Does work incredibly well. Now, of course, there are going to be some trade-offs when we start looking at the SCHD. It has a good yield, but not the highest. This is where we start looking at really the risk assessment. And when you start looking at the stability that we have in an ETF, the income can fluctuate slightly year to year, not designed for maximum current income. This is really best, and it is created for long-term dividend growth, accumulating and reinvesting all of those dividends. And investors who want income but don't want to give up growth in the entirety and not just looking at the yield, think of the SCHD as a foundation when it comes to building, and really the foundation of the house that is going to build an income portfolio. Now, the second one we look at is the VYM. Now, this is what I do hold in a small percentage in my kids' portfolio because I feel like it is really the risk mitigation. This is the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, and it takes a different approach. This is where, again, knowing your ETFs and understanding exactly how they work does really make a big difference. Instead of focusing on the dividend growth metrics that we see within the SCHD, it casts a much wider net across the market, holding hundreds of dividend paying companies, meaning when the SCHD, we have about 100. In this one, we have well over, and I believe it is north of 500 companies that are held within the VYM. So what exactly does it do? Well, this gives you diversification. This, of course, has broad exposure to the stock market and really across a lot of different sectors. Stability, income, and really stable income with less holding than just having that single stock. Very low cost, which Vanguard is very well known for. VYM does not try to be fancy at all. It is built for scale, and it is built for the sustainability of this. Now, very similar to the SCHD, dividend growth is a lot slower than the SCHD. So again, thinking of kind of the comparison, income growth may lag over time within this ETF, and it is less selective to the companies that come in here, meaning you could have some companies that actually fail with a lot weaker economics or a lot weaker fundamentals that we do see. Now, thinking of the VYM, this is investors who want broad diversification within that portfolio itself, those who prefer the diversification versus the optimization of an ETF like the SCHD, and hands-off investors. This is really where one that you can kind of set it and forget it, and it will go ahead and change through time. SCHD is the financial and really the foundation of a portfolio. The VYM comes in with really being solid and steady as a ETF itself. Now, the last one we're getting into, and this is an interesting one because this is the JEPI, one of the most misunderstood ETFs, and a lot of people that are really driven by having the really high return. It's not a traditional ETF that we see when it comes to dividends. Now, this is the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, or the JEPI. The income comes from dividend paying stocks, just like we see in the other two, but it also has a part of it that covers option strategies. So these are covered calls via the equity linked notes. It's a different way that they are producing income. Now, if you're unfamiliar, within the last few years, we have seen these actually growing up and really blowing up across the marketplace. Every single company is coming out with a crazy amount of option strategies. So you have to understand it's not just so much about the return. A lot of them have a massive NAV erosion, and we've actually seen a couple of them collapse, which is kind of crazy. That is why the JEPI has a much higher yield than we see with the SCHD or the VYM. Now, of course, when it comes to JEPI, high monthly income, lower volatility than the S&P 500, and it has a really strong cash flow strategy, which a lot of people are looking for. This is for investors who need income now. It can be very, very attractive because, of course, the big trade-off is you're very limited when the market runs up in a bull market, like what we've seen for the last 3 years, because through those options, you are giving away all of the growth factor that you have within this ETF. Income depends on the options premiums. If people aren't buying the options, unfortunately, this isn't going to be in seeing a lot of that income generation. Long-term potential is definitely capped on this one. Less predictable tax bracket and treatment for taxable accounts if you hold it in there. And you also have to remember, we haven't seen a lot of these that have been in a down market or a market that is down 10, 20, 30%. So it could be very interesting to see with all of the options that are out there, what a real pullback in the market is going to look like. Now, of course, this ETF is best for retirees or near retirees, people, investors that are looking for income to cover expenses on a monthly basis. And of course, the people who prioritize the cash flow over the growth, because that's essentially what you're giving up, is you're getting the cash now versus getting the growth over an extended amount of time. Now, JEPI isn't broken. It is built for a very, very different specific investor when it comes to needing that income. So, of course, when we start looking at the mind shift and really the mindset of these three ETFs, the SCHD, built for future income, which is exactly why I'm going to use this to supplement Social Security. VYM is more about the broad and steady exposure to the market. JEPI is about monetizing assets for the income that is generated today. So, of course, all of these kind of have some issues. Growth investors really chasing that JEPI's yield. We can see retirees solely and really looking on growth ETFs, not being able to generate income. And investors don't understand why they own what they own. They might see some videos like this on YouTube and just go ahead and invest it overall. So I'm going to hop over, and I do want to take kind of a side-by-side comparison of these three because it is pretty interesting. So let me hop over to stock analysis and take a look at these. All right, guys, so here we are on stock analysis. Now, this is comparing the SCHD, the VYM, and the JEPI in here. Now, you notice overall, when we look at a one-year return, you can see the VYM at 14%. Looks like the SCHD is right around, it looks like 8.46, and the JEPI is 7.73. So even though the JEPI is returning a much higher income premium, you can see it does, and it is subject to the total return with a considerable amount of NAV erosion. Now, when we start looking at the 3 years, you can see that the JEPI is outperforming the SCHD. And over the last 3 years, the SCHD has really struggled overall as an ETF with the reallocation, but overall still performing pretty well. But then we get to like a 5-year, and you can see where something like the VYM has actually taken out. This is really taken off, and this is because of the sector diversification. So not only do you get a little bit of income, which is definitely lower than the SCHD, but when you look at something like the VYM, it is still carrying a lot of the tech and a lot of the sector breakout for these ETFs itself. Now, when we go out to the max, it's going to show us a little bit of an extended version all the way back to, it looks like July of 2020. So roughly about a little less than 6 years in here. And you can see the SCHD outperforming the JEPI considerably since it was actually released. And then, of course, the VYM 128. So the SCHD is really holding its own. And I feel like 2026 is going to be a huge year for the diversification. You can see even earlier, when we look at 21 going into 22, the SCHD was performing incredibly well. Then we started seeing the overlap right here. Of course, the pullback right about April of 2025, with everything going on with the tariffs and the big bounce right there. And then, of course, the VYM, just because of specifically the holdings that it has, really does make a big difference in here. Now, looking at the comparison, this is kind of interesting because when you look at the overview of these, you kind of get a snapshot. But when you start breaking down the performance of these overall, even looking at the 5-year return, you can see the VYM doing incredibly well. Going out even further to the 10-year, the SCHD actually outperforming the VYM. And then, of course, the JEPI was not there, relatively new when it does come to those cover calls. And then we look at the dividends in here. You can see the payout ratio. Even there, the SCHD does pay out on a quarterly basis. Dividend growth. Now, we talked about this a little bit before. When you look at the dividend yield of the SCHD at the 3.6%, VYM at the 2.37, and look at the dividend growth, 5.35% on a dividend growth. That is crazy, crazy high dividend growth. Even the VYM at a 0.18. Again, when you start looking at the total return of the VYM, it is not coming from dividends. It is not coming from the dividend growth. It is actually coming from the holdings and the increase in the companies that we've seen over the last couple of years. And then the JEPI is returning 8%, which again, you're giving up a little bit of that NAV erosion to get that monthly payout. Dividend growth 11.94. And again, this is very, very subject to the options that we have within this ETF. Now, of course, as we look at the average returns, you can see the SCHD since inception is doing incredibly well. Even looking at the 10-year, again, doing incredibly well. But like we were kind of talking about right here, it does show the top 25 withholdings within here, which are generating, and looking at a couple of these, you can see the diversification that is in here. It's kind of crazy to see that a lot of these companies do not have a very big overlap between all of them, even though they're kind of going over and kind of going after the same thing. Even looking at some of the tech companies, like right here in the JEPI, with NVIDIA and a couple other companies, Alphabet's in there, a couple of the other really big names, which again, when you start looking at a larger portfolio, there's going to be a part of your portfolio that is based in growth. There's going to be a part of the portfolio that is kind of foundation, like the S&P 500. And then there's going to be something like the SCHD, which is essentially going to be the third part of that portfolio within the holdings itself. Very cool to see, guys. So a big shout out to Stock Analysis. I actually have a link down below, an affiliate link. So if you want to check it out, this is something that I've used quite a bit as of lately. I'm really, really good as a comparison tool. Overall, pretty impressed with it, and seeing exactly the comparison of both of these is, again, very interesting to see, just the way that it kind of works out and what it looks like. So, of course, when it comes to these three, there is no best ETF, guys. It is going to be the best ETF that is for you. If you need income, depending on the time horizon, depending on the risk tolerance, it is going to make a big difference because, of course, if you're still accumulating and in the accumulation phase, SCHD and the VYM really do make sense. If you're at a point where you need income to supplement Social Security, or if you're already retired, the JEPI might have a perfect role and really fit into that. And if you want long-term success, understanding these ETFs and understanding your personal investment strategy is going to be the best. Now, of course, if you found this breakdown helpful, guys, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We got videos that are coming out every single day with portfolio strategy content. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see and which one of these ETFs you do own, and I'll catch you in the next video.